Welcome back to the Metronome Madness League. The Charmillions are taking on the Rockruff pack in round number 12. Rockruff on the field for the Charmillions. Impidimp on the field for the Rockruff pack as Impidimp starts with a quick attack. That is not very effective against the Rockruff, and Rockruff will go for a withdrawal, raising his defense a little bit higher. See if Rockruff can stay on the field here as a facade now comes from the Impidimp, which is again not very effective. Electro Web from the Rockruff, lowering Impidimp's speed and does a little bit of damage, not too much, as Impidimp puts up the grassy terrain, which will heal everybody on the field here. A Glaive Rush coming from the Rockruff, which does not affect Impidimp, so it avoids damage there. And now the Impidimp goes, and it goes for a Seed Flare. Oh my goodness, super effective, and Rockruff is knocked out in one hit. Wow, the Seed Flare with the grassy terrain, good combination from the Impidimp, as Cleffa is the second Pokemon on the field for the Charmillions. Cleffa gets hit with a Play Rough from the Impidimp as well, and is put in the yellow already. But Cleffa turns around and uses a Roost to heal itself. So good move by that Cleffa, plus the grassy terrain will get it pretty close to full health. Here comes the Impidimp again. This time it goes for a Ceaseless Edge. That's not very effective. And Cleffa's Cute Charm takes effect. So now Impidimp is infatuated by the Cleffa, and it may not be able to attack. We'll see what happens as Cleffa goes for a Tail Whip here, lowering Impidimp's defense. Impidimp will, oh nope, it's immobilized this turn, so Cleffa gets a free turn to attack. Goes for the Pollen Puff, which does a decent amount of damage. Impidimp, though, still in the green, getting that health back from the grassy terrain. Looking at these two teams, the Growlithe pack is 9-2 on the season. Pretty good season for them, as Impidimp now goes for the Feather Dance. That will lower Cleffa's attack stat. Wasn't high anyway. Oh, well, never mind. Cleffa has the White Herb, which will return his stats to normal. This time going for the Ice Spinner. That does a decent amount of damage. Impidimp in the yellow now. Cleffa playing actually pretty well. Here comes Impidimp with a Zap Cannon. Strong hit. Cleffa in the yellow, and it's paralyzed. Cleffa now going for the Bitter Malice. Not very effective against the Impidimp. Getting it pretty close to the danger zone in his health, though. So we'll see if that works for it, as Impidimp is immobilized again. The Cute Charm working in Cleffa's favor as it goes for an Absorb, getting just a little bit of health back. That's what Cleffa has liked to do so far in this battle, getting some health back. And Impidimp is in the red there. Charmillions are 6-5 this season. Not a bad record, but not the best, as Cleffa goes for a Lunar Blessing, so it will heal itself back into the green and cure itself of the paralysis. Cleffa with the strategy here. Here comes Impidimp. Going for the Throat Chop, not very effective, so Cleffa remains in the green part of its HP. And the Flash Cannon coming from the Cleffa, which is super effective, and Impidimp gets knocked out. My goodness, the strategies from Cleffa this time. With all of the healing, being able to get rid of the paralysis, Cleffa's been playing well. Wooper on the field for the Growlithe pack starts with the Gravity, so no one would be able to use any flying or jumping type moves there. There goes the Reflect type, so Cleffa is going to reflect the poison ground type that Wooper has, as it goes for a Milk Drink, healing itself again. Is this the third time it's healed itself? I think it is. And there goes the Confusion, which is super effective. Cleffa is a poison type this time because it copied Wooper's typing, but oh, it heals itself again. Why not? Let's just restore that HP, and Cleffa's back up to 100%. And here comes Wooper with the Wild Charge. Now it does not affect Cleffa because it's also a ground type. And Wooper will go again, this time with the Razor Shell. Super effective. Cleffa takes a big hit and a defense drop. Cleffa, is it going to heal or attack? It goes for a Wish, so it's going to heal in the future. Why not? Someone count how many heals Cleffa had, because that's ridiculous. With the Aqua Jet, though, from the Cleffa, hitting Wooper for a little bit of damage, but the Rocky Helmet putting Cleffa in the red. Here comes the Wooper now with a Charge Beam. Of course, that will not affect the ground type Cleffa now, as its wish comes true and it's back in the green. Cleffa just can't be knocked out. Here goes with a Spatial Rend. That does a decent amount of damage. Wooper in the yellow now. Wooper once again, this time going for a drill peck. That hits decently. Cleffa, 7 HP, and it gets to go again this time with the rock throw, and that'll do it as Cleffa gets knocked out. Finally, the Growlithe were able to deal with that Cleffa, but they had a real hard time with it. Charmeleons moving on to their last Pokemon, the Quilava. They will make it Terastallize. And here it goes. So the Quilava turns itself into an Ice type. Here we go. Ice type Quilava versus the Wooper. It will attack first. This time it goes for an Infernal Parade. That hits and Wooper goes down. So immediately the Growlithe have to move to their last Pokemon as well. And it's the battle of the long boys as Furret comes out onto the field. Furret Terastallizing into a fighting type, which will give it a super effective advantage against the Ice type Quilava, as Furret goes first here with a Sacred Fire. That will not work. Quilava does have the Flash Fire ability, so it gets a free turn to attack as it goes for a Yawn. Good strategy. Putting the Furret asleep will allow it to get lots of free attacks in as Furret tries to go for a Supersonic. That does not work, unfortunately, for the Growlithe. Here comes the court change. There were spikes put down earlier, and it doesn't really matter at this point, as no one will be touched by the spikes, since there are no more Pokemon. Furret is asleep after the Yawn, and Quilava will go for the Arm Thrust. There goes the Arm Thrust, which would have been super effective, but thanks to the Terastallization, it is just neutral and barely does any damage to that Furret. And Furret wakes up immediately. So now Furret will go for an Echoed Voice. That doing just a little bit of damage, not too much to the Quilava. Quilava with the stored power, which is super effective now, however, not that strong. Here comes the Psybeam, though, from the Furret, chipping away at that Quilava. Quilava now, Confusion, super effective move again. Furret in the yellow. Well, Furret has the Citrus Berry, which will heal it back up. So now Furret is back in the green of its HP. And it goes for a Fusion Flare, which would be super effective, but again, the Flash Fire ability on the Quilava stops it. Here comes the Agility as Quilava raises its speed, trying to move first next turn, and it is able to. So here comes Quilava again, this time a Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter not very effective against Furret. Furret now with the Brutal Swing, that gets Quilava in the yellow. Quilava goes for a Triple Dive. Triple Dive will, of course, hit 3 times. That gets Furret back into the yellow of its HP. And it's got about a third of its HP left. It's a very close battle here as Furret will now go for a Recycle. So it's going to recycle its Citrus Berry, which it can eat for a second time and heal itself back up. And the Growlithe says, "Here, Charmeleons, have a taste of your own medicine as I heal my Pokemon." Here goes the Zen Headbutt from the Quilava, though is super effective. Furret into the danger zone of its HP. And it goes for a payback, though, and Quilava faints, giving the win to the Growlithe. They are 10-2 this time, while the Charming Charmeleons are 6-6. What an exciting battle. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more of the Metronome Madness League, and I will see you in the next one.